Coming up tonight on YCN News, members of the New Hampshire and Vermont congressional delegation vote for a budget resolution. Today celebrates the 240th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party, and New Hampshire State Attorney General Joseph Foster closes a sad chapter in New London's police department. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Monday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. All members of the New Hampshire and Vermont congressional delegation voted for a budget resolution last week. The vote came down along partisan lines, yet not in all cases. In the end, the 332 in favor to 94 against means there will not be a break in funding of government spending. U.S. Republican Senator Kelly Ayotte says she is disappointed that the final proposal was negotiated behind closed doors. Ayotte had been on the conference committee to iron out differences between the House and Senate versions of the budget deal. The deal is known as the Ryan-Murray Plan. House Budget Chairman Republican Paul Ryan from Wisconsin and Senate Budget Chairwoman Democrat Patty Murray from Washington crafted the bill, notes website www.rollcall.com. The bill achieves savings of $6.3 million, yet affects military veterans, says Ayotte. Veterans' cost of living allowances will be reduced by 1%. For a veteran who enlisted in his or her 20s and served for 20 years, the reduction in cost of living benefits could be significant, based on rank at retirement. The bright spot in the budget deal is that the government will remain funded through the end of fiscal year 2014. The 2014 fiscal year ends on September 30th, 2014. Today is the 240th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party. This December 16, 1773 event is when about 116 young men threw 342 crates of British sent tea into Boston Harbor, notes the BostonTeaPartyShip.com website. Historical archives show that even more men may have took part in the event, an event leading up to America's fight for independence from England. Reenactors are expected to participate tonight from the site of the first and original Tea Party. After the break, we'll hear about the campaign highlighting the beauty of 3 Vermont towns and some weather-related crashes due to this weekend's snowstorm.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Newfane anew is the theme behind a campaign aimed at shining a light on the beauty of 3 southeastern Vermont towns. Let's learn more about this program from 2 of its volunteers.
We're in Newfane, Vermont. I'm Bob McCandless, and this is
Tom Dolan.
And we're here to talk about the Christmas decorations on the Newfane Green, the Newfane Commons, which is commonly referred to. A number of years ago, there was an organization called the Newfane Business Association, and they took it upon themselves to do all the Christmas decorations and organize some of the functions that went on in Newfane. A lot of people didn't know about who was doing all this because the association really didn't promote themselves as such. They just took it upon themselves to do all this work. We have a new group called Newfane Anew that's going to emulate a lot of what they did, but we, down the road, will want to invite the general public in to help us do the initiatives that we are trying to accomplish, which is one of them to keep and maintain the lighting of the luminaries here in the Commons. We spliced wire. We nailed down the 2x4s that the lights are on. We put everything together. We decorated the Christmas tree, and we put the plugs in the outlets, and wham, it worked. Well, the Newfane Anew group that started meeting in about May, I actually moved into town in April, and I was really enamored with the positive energy and the enthusiasm of this group to bring back the vitality of the area. We also want to make sure that the 3 separate villages that are part of the town of Newfane band together in those initiatives. So rather than excluding one or the other, we are trying to include Williamsville, South Newfane, and Newfane so that collectively we bring back the vitality to this town. And if we can get each of the towns to work individually to do their initiatives, but also be connected to one another, then we have a whole system that we can put in place where if somebody can maybe go into a kiosk in Brattleboro and realize there's something happening in Dummerston, there's something happening in Newfane, all up the Route 30 100 corridor. So that will bring people in because they'll know what's available to them. We'll probably put something online so that we can enhance the opportunity for people to come to southern Vermont to do the kinds of things that I've always found were intriguing and beautiful about this area. If people wanted to make a donation, they should call Gloria Cristelli at the town hall. She's the town clerk, and she will give them instructions as to how to go about making a donation. Right at this point in time, we're looking for donations to reimburse the people who had out-of-pocket expenses for the repairs of the luminaria. And we are going to need to do some fundraising for the electricity that's going to be involved to make sure that these lights stay on.
Newfane is marking many firsts this year, including the 100th anniversary of the Newfane Free Library and a new owner at the Newfane Market, a retail store off Route 30. The weekend snowstorm brought weather-related crashes, with the latest happening this morning. A tractor-trailer crash on I-91 South in Vernon brought police to the area around 8 a.m. The Max 600 tractor-trailer veered to one side of the road and into several trees. The truck's driver, 61-year-old Chester Lemansky, suffered minor injuries to his hand, say police. Lemansky refused medical treatment. Police say they do not expect to file any crash-related charges. The road was clear and dry, report police. The tractor-trailer is a total loss, say police. In other police matters, New Hampshire State Attorney General Joseph Foster has closed a sad chapter in New London's police department. Former New London Police Chief David Seastrand will not face any charges relating to allegations of sexual harassment by 3 different women. On April 4th of this year, Seastrand resigned his position as the town's police chief. He gave up his certification as a police officer, too. The allegations against Seastrand, including offering to take care of a young woman's speeding ticket, never were proven. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spellman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local high school sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tomorrow it looks like we'll get more snow with highs in the teens and a low of 6 degrees. Wednesday will be cloudy with a high of 23 and lows around 12 degrees. Thursday, temperatures will rise to have highs in the 30s and a low of 24 degrees. Then Friday we will have some rain with a high of 37 and lows in the upper 20s. Saturday will be cloudy with highs in the 30s and a low of 22 degrees. If you're looking for some Christmas fun this weekend, head over to Woodstock, Vermont for a 19th century Christmas on Billings Farm and Museum from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And now let's look at the YCN Game of the Week highlights. The girls' Vermont high school basketball season opened last Friday night at Hartford High School as the Galloping Ghosts from Randolph took on the Hartford Hurricanes. Watching from the stands was Hartford coach Ed Kehoe, who was taking a medical leave of absence this season. It took 5.5 minutes before Hartford's Taylor Johnson was able to put a point on the board for either team. Randolph's Kelsey Jacobs ended up with 12 points for Randolph, but here is her only basket from the field in the game. She scored the rest of her points from the foul line. At halftime, Hartford held a 13-8 lead. In the third quarter, each team started to heat up. Here, Randolph's Mariah Rilling scores 3 of her team-leading 13 points of the night. Late in the third period, Johnson puts the Hurricanes up by 10 points with one of her 3 3-point baskets in the game. Late in the game, Brittany Lafreniere gets a friendly bounce on this 3-point shot to pull Randolph to within 3 points of Hartford. Randolph took its first lead in the game with just over 1 minute to play on a foul shot by Sam Tuller, and was able to hold off the final attempts by Hartford to win 35-29. 1-0 Randolph hosts the Woodstock Wasps on Tuesday, while Hartford will look for its first win of the season at Woodstock Union High School on Thursday.
Thank you for joining us for this Monday edition of YCN News. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And you can watch our programs anytime online at www.ycnnow.com. Be sure to tune in tomorrow to hear from Margaret Lawrence on the Hop Winter programs. I'm Rose Spillman for YCN, your local view. Good night.